First of all, I'd be on the ground being like, just let me go, dude. Just let me go.
I'm like, no! I'm like, please stop!
Okay, guys.
Girls.
We're in a new situation
Completely
today.
different setup, as
Yeah,
you
man.
can see.
We've been traveling the great country of America.
US of A.
And we've met some lovely people.
We have.
And we're about to meet two more, hopefully lovely people.
Hopefully.
Whoa. Jesus.
Hey. Guys, don't talk until we introduce
It's not your turn
you,
yet.
okay? Yeah, it's not your turn.
I'm going to defend myself, though.
Yeah. No, not yet.
Defend yourself in like 2 minutes.
These assholes right here. It's like...
Defend yourself in 2 minutes.
So, the social media world has been asking for this collab, on our side at least, for like a year,
The longest
year and a half.
time, yeah. The longest time.
And yeah, we're super stoked to have the gents from the Basement Yard podcast here. We have Joe and Frank.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We shall.
Yeah, man. Hopefully it delivers on what was hypothetically promised. No pressure.
Hypothetically promised.
did you guys I didn't promise anything, did you? Did you
I
guys?
haven't. No, I haven't said a word. No.
Yeah, I think...
I promised everyone everything.
It's gonna be the best
Yeah, this is going to be the best collab in like
All right, I like
the last
that.
decade in podcast history.
podcast history.
No pressure,
I have
guys.
seen a lot of comments though of people being like, "This is the UK version of the Basement Yard," or like, "You guys are just like them." And I'm like, "All right," because there was a clip that was very similar to something that we had talked about.
Okay.
Where you had talked about how you miss him sometimes, or
Oh, I asked him if he misses me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you were like, "Yo, we're just figure
I
out."
miss him every minute of every waking day. But he never, like, I always, there's a clear difference between him and I. Like, I am the more, like,
Affectionate.
yeah, and, like, sentimental. And,
Yeah.
like, I just love hugs. You know what I'm saying? And he, yeah.
I feel like we're on the same side.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
I just love hugs.
I'll be like, hey, man, I missed you. And he'd be like, ah.
Cool.
First of all, that's not how I react
Definitely.
at all.
I'll be like, what's going on? You know, like, I've missed you. Ah, you know.
Cool.
I feel like you do it on purpose just to like with me though.
Or you've convinced yourself that
Yeah.
to feel better about yourself, that I spill my guts to you every time we talk.
Spill my guts.
Yeah, pause.
Crazy.
Damn. Okay, so what, you don't... Did you get to the bottom of... Do you miss him?
No, I just like I don't. Bro.
No, he
Answer
doesn't.
the question.
Yeah,
You know what
don't.
it is? It's not that I. Well, no, I think no. Because
don't.
like to me, it's like I just saw you like 2 days ago. Do I miss you? No, not really. I just saw you. I see you more than anybody.
You see this, right?
I'm seeing it, bro.
You see it, and from the clip that kind of like spurred this collaboration, it seems like the dynamic is
Yeah,
similar.
for sure. Actually, what did you even say? You said it depends.
It depends, yeah.
On what? I can't even remember what it was.
You didn't let me finish. I can't remember what the context was now. So yeah, you didn't let me finish.
So do you want to know?
This is like group therapy, dude. It's like
Yeah.
Do you want to know?
Do I miss you when you're not around? Sometimes.
Or when you have a...
Sometimes.
All right, bet.
This is a big move.
Yeah, bet,
big
bet,
moment.
bet,
But what is the
bet.
times? What is the times? When there's a lot of
Yeah,
time.
name one
that
time and then
passes,
you've missed me.
probably.
Name a time I've missed James. I can't think off the dome.
That was a good answer. That was a good answer. It was a good
I can't
answer.
think off the dome.
it-
But there have been times where I've missed you, of course. I can't give specifics because we see each other often.
Typical
Same way you guys
gas.
see each other often.
I have a question that's
Don't
kind
say
of.
typical gaslighting.
I was
Don't
gonna
do
say
that.
typical gaslighting
Don't do
behavior.
that.
No, you see, this is
Don't
what's
do
gonna
that.
happen now. He's just gonna.
I'm not
start
gonna
doing
do
this.
anything. It's gonna.
You know what's gonna happen?
The
He's gonna start
rug will
teaching him
unroll
some
itself, and everyone will see the carpet of misery that you put us through.
You're gonna start teaching him some shit, and then he's gonna be able to like gaslight him now. That's what's gonna happen.
Or we're just sensitive men that love our best friends ever.
We're not. I'm not gonna speak for you, but I'm not saying that I don't. I'm not like a sensitive dude who whatever. But you just like every time you see me, you're like, I miss you.
Yeah. Well,
I don't say every time.
You're a big I love you guy too.
I am.
Oh, same.
Every time, babe, and I love you. Every
Okay,
time.
babe's a bit
Babe
much.
is crazy.
Yeah, babe is crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Babe
Frank,
is
come on, man.
Crazy.
Come on, man. I'm trying to fight on your side of this. That's nuts.
No.
Babe.
He's a big I love you
Yeah,
guy.
babe. See, slip it in like that.
Pause.
No. Oh.
Slip it in like that. All right, what are we doing here?
Damn, bro. Okay, fair. Babe, nah.
How many days would you guys have to spend together until you're like, all right, I need a break?
Well, we spent 10 days.
Yeah,
That's
we've
what I'm
been-
saying.
we've been-
I know
we've
you
been
guys
together
have
10
been-
days. I could do 10 more. I don't know about you.
I don't have any qualms about that whatsoever.
What about you guys?
That's really nice. I love that. That's love.
Oh,
I mean,
yours is
he can
Yeah.
move in with me and my family right now, and I'd be like,
Why the
super
fuck would I do that?
He would not. Exactly. See what I'm saying?
Move in
my
with you and your family.
Yeah, he'd be like, welcome, and he would show up with his dog's golden doodle, and like we'd be like super pumped about it.
My dog just catching a stray for no reason.
I mean, Come on.
See, how am I supposed to miss somebody who talks shit about my
That's
dog?
fair.
It's a dog, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
People
He
love
does.
dogs.
You know what he does? He does the typical like, oh, I don't have kids, but I have a dog.
Oh,
And it's
you're a dog dad.
God, no, don't do.
I am a
this.
dog dad.
Do you take pictures
I have
of your
a
dog
mug.
on Instagram?
Do I what?
Take pictures of your dog on Instagram and post it?
Of course. Back in the day, there used to be an Instagram that was him.
And you would type as him.
Yeah, bro. I'm.
Saying,
had a really like.
I was
had a
trying to
great walk.
explain to him, like, bro, I'm a white person. This is what we do.
Yeah,
it's
Had a
in my
great- Had a great
DNA.
day with daddy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's the only way he's been called daddy his whole life. So
That's not true.
Damn. All right. Bet. Ice is officially broken. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
We'll get more into that later. So what we want to do, we usually start when we have a guest on the show. We do the origin stories and stuff. I'm most excited for this origin story.
Yeah. 'Cause I
So
don't
I've
know.
intentionally, stayed away from finding out what it could be.
Uh-huh.
So guys, please tell us start of the friendship, start of the show.
Go.
Take it away.
I had just left the movie theater, and my
What'd you say?
I had just left the movie theater, and I was walking down the street with my parents, and Joe pulled a gun on them,
Okay.
robbed my mom, shot her.
You're doing the
Are you Batman?
I am Batman.
You're Batmaning. Say less.
No,
You're Batmaning.
First of all, I didn't even pick up that at all.
he's sitting over there. He's like, "What stupid shit is this?"
You're Batmaning. Okay.
They left the movie theater. That part I just don't like.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, you can tell. See how
we-
right you get it. It's like a group therapy. It's like, come on,
damn.
go.
When's our anniversary? Is basically what they're asking. Our sisters were like friends when they were younger because he grew up like 4 blocks away from me.
Okay.
And so they were
In New York?
in New York. They're the same age. So, and then we're the same age. So we went to pre-K together, and the school was across the street from his house. And we just kind of became friends through that because, like, I guess because of our sisters, our moms like knew each other. So like, I feel like that's how you make friends. And
they had known each other. It was our first day together, so it was like, oh, you know, it was kind of like, oh, here's Joey, here's Frankie, and then you know,
Yeah.
it kind of just went from there.
And then in New York, there's like, I don't know how, like, you know, we have like zone schools. So there's like a public school that's like close, and you have to go there. And we were in the same class like through first grade to fifth grade. So, and we just became really good friends through then.
Nice.
And but then we weren't in school together at all for the rest of time.
Oh, damn.
We went to different schools, but we lived in the same neighborhood, so we just like see each other all the
On
time.
the holidays and stuff, you come back and blah blah blah.
Yeah, well,
he was my best friend that no one knew about in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they go to another school. Don't worry.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's like the first girl I slept with.
Yeah.
When I was like 13.
No one knows exactly who they are, but she's a supermodel. I swear to God.
one of our friends one time when we were like fucking 13 years old, he was like, yeah, I was in Greece and I went on a Playboy cruise and lost my virginity. We're like, no, you,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you talking
In
about?
addition to a million other lies the kid told, so
Yeah.
it was pretty easy to figure it out.
That
but-
is fair, but that was a good one.
Where we grew up, it was really like it's big but small, if that makes sense. Like there's so many people there, but like the age group was within like 3 or 4 years, so like everyone just kind of hung out with each other, and we saw, even though we weren't in school yet, we saw each other every day, you know, because we would go to school, come back, and then we'd all go to the park, we'd all, you know, play baseball, basketball, you know, whatever. And then, you know, it just kind of kept. And then, you know, of course, when we were becoming like young teens is when, you know, like instant messenger was like starting to get popular. So it was easier to like, even if we didn't see each other, like we were able to like talk shit back and forth to each other. So yeah, and then it just kind of went from there.
And then I don't know honestly how this ended up happening, but like we both had this like want to make these like videos, and my mom bought me a camcorder that recorded on like cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were just like, all right. Like, and then back then, like, Jackass was like fucking cool. So we're like, yo, we're about to fucking, jumping off of fucking beds and shit, trying to kill each other.
We grew up big Saturday Night Live fans.
Okay.
So we like idolized, you know, Chris Farley and, you know, like the crew of like the late 90s. So we were like, oh, we made each other laugh, and then we made our friends laugh. So we were like, fuck it, let's try to like just like make stupid videos. And they were the dumbest, most cringeworthy things in the world.
What's
like,
the one that sticks out to mind when you say this?
Dude, there were so many. We did like an American Idol one. We do a bunch of wrestling matches.
Idol.
we did wrestling matches
like
that were like very homoerotic. We're like breathing, panting on top of each other. We're like, oh God. And then we would cut it and go behind the camera and be like the commentary team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were everybody.
We were everyone
That's
from
why,
the
like,
top to bottom.
American Idol, we were all 3 judges, and then the people who were singing, and then like the crowd too. Like we were just like,
Yeah.
But with those cameras, you have to rewind and record over. There's no editing, so like it just took forever. And like in where he went to high school, like a bunch of our friends went there, and they had a film class where you had to record this thing as like a final. So every single year we're like, we'll do it. So we just recorded like all those videos, and then eventually like I started doing YouTube. He went away to college, and then I was doing the podcast, and then for a couple of years. In the beginning, I was doing it solo, and then I had another, my buddy Danny, that I was doing the podcast with for a number of years, and then I think 2.5 years ago or something.
3 years. 3 years,
ago.
2 months, 14 days,
He's
6
making
hours.
that number up. For, we started doing the podcast together, and ever since we've been doing that.
Nice. Where did the name Basement Yard come from? Was it in a basement?
Yeah, so
That's where he found me.
Makes sense.
at my mom's house where I grew up, the basement was like my room around that time when I started doing everything. So I was filming everything in there. And then when I started the podcast, obviously I was going to do it down there, and I just had like a folding table that I put it out, and I was trying to think of a name, and my mom's like, oh, you should call it the Basement Yard. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because when you were younger and you wanted to go outside and play in the yard, but I didn't want to go out and watch you, I'd say no, and then you'd ask us if you could go play in the basement yard, which was like where my room was and where I started recording and shit. Name is fire. So
Yeah.
thanks to my mom. That's
I
why
was going to
that.
say, you credit.
Yeah.
Shout him out.
Yeah, no, I was like, fuck, that's fucking good.
So you owe her your success.
I owe my success to my mom. Yeah,
Yeah.
the name, 100%.
Nice. Fair play.
I owe my success to his mom too. No, I don't know. Now, how long have you guys known each other?
Known each other 14 going on 15 years.
Yeah. We met on the first day of university. We were in the same class. Yeah, he was the only other black kid. Well, one of our other friends as well. We're the only other black dudes in the class. So I was like, cool. I like basketball too, guys. Yeah. And that's literally how it started.
Yeah, that's
I like
literally
basketball, and then we're like, oh, cool. And then I just like tagged along with them.
You guys look around, I was like, there's a lot of white people. in
Yeah,
this
dude,
fucking class.
literally.
The fuck is
Because I remember I walked in late, and everyone had already like
Paired
partied up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I walked in and I was like, a lot of whites.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like,
And I saw
okay.
them, I was like, nice.
What was the class? Was it like something like super British, like imperialism and how we did it?
Wow.
Wow, damn.
I actually can't even remember.
Nah, it was what was the class? Well, the course was sports and exercise science. But the class, I don't remember. It was just like an induction class, really,
I think
wasn't
it could have been just an induction, like form class. Type
But
of
it
thing.
was in a city called Coventry. It was in like the middle of England, which is like, I guess you can call it racist.
yeah. Okay.
If you're gonna pick racist cities,
Yeah, you could.
Coventry will be in there somewhere.
It's like the Alabama of the UK.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, much for Alabama, so I
if it's
guess.
racist, I promise
That's high
it is.
praise. That's high racist praise right there.
Say less. Okay.
Okay,
The racists are like, we got one over there too. All right.
we're
Yeah,
expanding.
man. Unless you're on campus, I don't remember seeing really any other black
Yeah,
people
true.
apart from on campus.
True.
So yeah, only other black dudes. Made friends with them, and then I remember you guys were super generous on the first day. You invited me to watch a Man U match.
I did.
On the first day I met
I
you.
did.
And then Aaron invited me to go play basketball.
basketball,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then best friends ever since.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
That's sweet. Honestly,
That's at the beginning of most like UK friendships. Like, you want to go watch some football? And you're like, yep.
Yeah, man. That's
Common
literally it.
ground, man.
It's all it
That's all it
takes.
takes. It's a
Yeah.
very simple, like
For men, it is very
it's very
simple.
introductory.
Yeah.
And it's like boom, and you just kind of go from there. Now, so if you didn't have like the formative years of getting to know each other, because like that's the different. Like we had that, so we got to see each other do the dumbest possible things, and then just kind of grow out of it, and just be like, oh yeah, that was stupid, and now we just hold each other accountable.
I feel like
for
that
it.
was the opposite too. Like, you guys met when you were in university, and then I feel like I barely saw you when you went away to.
I came back a lot. I mean, I definitely came back like.
But like, you were doing your own thing and shit.
Yeah,
and
I
like,
had my
so-
other friends, which he hated and threatened me over. You
Oh,
know.
I swear. Nice.
He said, he's like, listen, if you make other friends up there, I swear to God. And I was like,
Did you
Hey,
miss him
bro.
when he went to university? Or
I
college?
did.
Oh, you did?
Did you
Yeah.
tell him?
I think he did. There were some times in there because it was like we were 18, 19 at the time, and it's like the juices are still flowing.
What is that?
No, I'm not saying like you know, like you miss your boys, you know, like you want to see your boys, because at that point in time it's like, yo, the girls can like come hang out, but like it's boy time, dude. You know? Like, and yeah, you definitely would say I missed like every time I left for school, I would like have to like peel myself away, and I would like get very upset and
Shed a tear.
it's of course I shed a tear. Yeah, it was hard, you know, like I was.
Pause.
This is completely.
Yeah, facts.
Pause what? I'm crying for my boys. What's wrong with that?
Cameron and Mace podcast now. Everything is false.
It was really tough.
Yeah, right.
Going away to a private university.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was it like when you asked him to do the pod? Was it just like standard or?
Yeah, I like needed because my co-host that I had was going off to do his own thing, so I like needed somebody, and I knew that like because when I was doing the podcast with my friend Danny, I felt like, you know, we didn't do a lot of guests and stuff like that because I just felt like the chemistry was like really good, and we've tried to add other people in sometimes, and it was just like very difficult. But then Frank was like, when we would have him on the podcast, it was like, oh, this is very seamless. Like he gets it. And, like,
nice.
because like podcasting is like I didn't believe this for years. I'm like, we're just fucking hanging out, just talking, like whatever. But then you see other people do a podcast, and you're like, oh no, that's not
it's
good.
brutal.
Yeah, it's like that's
You
not.
can see the synergy's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you have to know when to fill the gaps and to keep talking and this and that. So like some people like can do that easily, and Frankie was one of them. So I was just asking him, I was like, yeah, I'd like want another co-host, like, and he's like, yep, super down. And then we just started doing it like immediately, and it was kind of fun.
It was like this summer of 2020, so like it was a wild time.
Yeah,
and like
and everything.
you know, like I was, you know, my wedding just got canceled for good reason. Like, well, not good reasons, COVID. For good reason.
For good reason.
I don't want you to think like my wife like left me. No.
For good fucking reason.
Don't worry, she didn't leave me. Just millions of people got infected with this. No, and like I had a baby on the way, and like it was just like at the time I was working a job where I was just fucking like miserable, and I always felt like, you know, like I always felt my thing was to like just like try to like make people laugh, and that's how, you know, him and I kind of connected and started doing this stuff. So like when he asked me, he's downplaying it, or at least he's probably more realistic of how it was. To me, it was like
It was a different thing
It
for
was
you.
like
Wow.
the sky parted.
Please paint
Paint your picture. Yeah,
Please.
go. Talk us through it.
Please paint.
No, I was sitting home.
What day was it?
I'm so excited. Yeah.
He's like, I have just drawn a bath, and
I have my cup of tea. My stepson, my wife is working on the computer, and I'm sitting next to her working on my laptop.
this is real.
This is 1,000% real.
Remember this.
Because this is a big moment, you know?
Yeah.
And you were very, like, a part of him. Like, people see us on the show, and they think that that's us all the time. And that's not necessarily the case. Like, I think I'm more of the loud, ridiculous version of what you get on the show. But Joey's a little more, like, reserved and, like, saves his, you know, passion, I guess, for, like, more, like, intimate moments. Like, he's very, like, business. We call him Business Joe, but, like, he definitely is. He'll be like, listen, there is nothing holding you back but yourself. You can absolutely do it. But in the text message, he was very, like, sentimental. He was like, listen, like, this is what we've been wanting to do for so long. I don't know anyone else I would want. And I was like,
I did say that.
Fuck. And I'm sitting there, my wife's sitting next to me. She's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I had to read the phone. I was just like,
I thought you were choking her. I was thinking, why are you handling like that, bro? You said, what's wrong?
What's wrong? It's like, my moment, woman. No.
It's like, shut the fuck up, I'm reading a text.
Be clearer next time, bro. That's universal for strangle. That's universal for strangle.
I did the flip of the wrist. I did the wrist.
You said,
guys
what's
saw
wrong?
the
You
wrist.
That's
Like
universal
Darth
for
Vader.
strangle.
I'm not finished reading it.
Like you did, I'm not like the Big Show or Undertaker. I'm not out here just like, I did the
that's
flick of the
mad
wrist,
funny.
which is the universal sign for show the phone.
All right, bet.
It's like, what happened? It's like, shut
And
the
then
fuck up.
it was just like, you know, I knew that it was like a big moment for me and for the show, because like we were making a transition, and you know, I mean, with change, like it needs to feel as seamless as possible, and it was incredible, and it's
Nice.
and I've treated it as like, I always tell him like, yo, just so you know, like I never take this for granted. Like I appreciate it. And he says, you know, the same thing, you know. And
Nice.
One of the first episodes, he showed up in like a suit and a fucked up, not a suit, like a button down and like a fucked up tie, and he brought a resume.
Oh my God.
Like
Yeah, but-
why he's like a good candidate for the show.
Oh my God.
And he had like a bunch of references and all this shit and the phone number on it. I was like, what number is this? I was like, this isn't your phone number. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, it's my business number. I was like, I'm gonna call it. And he's like, all right, call it. And I call it, and it was Mama's Empanadas, which is a fucking.
it's like a chain restaurant empanada place here in New York.
Yeah, which we
And
would just
he
get
calls in,
hammered
they're like, hello, Mama's Empanadas, and he's like, oh. And he
hung up the phone.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Damn.
Question. So you said you had a co-host, Danny, prior, right?
Yeah.
When did you fire him?
Fire.
No, he was doing his own thing. This was like a couple weeks before
Yeah.
he
Okay.
joined, so like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and the thing too is like we have so much history, Joey and I,
Okay.
and Danny Lopriori. For those of you guys that don't know him, like he is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire
Yeah.
life, and like seamlessly, he can walk into any room, command the room. He's just like effortlessly funny. And I was like, oh, I can't in my head, like I can't try to be Danny because I'm gonna lose that battle 100 times out of 100. So I just needed to go in and just kind of capitalize on the experiences we have and the chemistry we have, and
Nice.
you know, we are where we are. You
That's
know,
awesome, man.
And
So-
Danny's out there just like crushing it as a stand-up.
Yeah, he's
so,
doing
Sick,
stand-up
sick,
stuff
sick,
now.
sick.
Yeah, he's
Very
doing,
nice.
doing his
Did
thing.
you like quit your job like straight away?
No, I worked my job for another like 2 years. I only quit back in April.
Oh damn, nice.
So
Congrats.
I was thank you. I was working, you know, this and the other job, and like I had to like lie to the other job, and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, like what?
Didn't one of your coworkers like reference something on the
Yeah.
show that was not appropriate?
Well, no, I was on. So I worked as like an insurance investigator for a law firm.
Okay.
And I would work with like different like attorneys, like workers' comp, you know, attorneys in the like tri-state area. And this one guy calls me and he's talking to me about this case where like this woman was hit by like a forklift and like fell off and broke her teeth or something hilarious. And I'm just
something hilarious. That's fucked up.
Well, I mean, and we're like talking through the case, and he goes, "All right, hold on a sec. You sound so familiar." And I'm like, "What?"
Sound?
Yeah, because we were just on the phone. He's like, "You sound so familiar. What's your name again?" And I was like, "Frank." And he's like, "Do you know of like the basement yard?" I was like, "Nope. Next question." And I completely shut it down because, I mean, we say some dumb things, and I didn't want my employer at the time, who I relied on heavily for health insurance, which don't get me started on American.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh man, you
whole
guys! I don't
thing.
know how it is over there, but I assume it's better than here.
Oh, we don't need health insurance.
Yeah.
We don't. Oh,
Was that meant to be a high five?
It was.
sorry, dude. I didn't see. Oh, fuck! Don't choke me, man.
So,
Yeah, just keep it
Soft.
like that.
It's gonna be a
soft.
Soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not bad, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, wait a second.
Yeah, he's talking about you.
You
as
haven't done a
person.
hard day's labor in your life, but that's fine.
Not anymore.
No.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, that's right. Now I work for him, so manual labor all day.
Well,
Pause, bro.
No, but
crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. That is.
What did you do before? Or what job did you leave?
I mean,
full time.
So when I was 18 or 19, I went to college for a semester, and I was like, can't do this.
Oh, okay.
And I was making like YouTube videos at the time, but it wasn't really a thing. And this is back in 2012 or some shit. And I was doing that, but there was no money in it. Like and the only like content creator that existed was like Jenna Marbles or some shit. But I didn't even know if she was making money or anything. I just knew that like I knew of her, and she was getting a lot of views and shit. So I just like kept doing that. And I was just working at like pizzerias, and then eventually I got a job at a company in the city called Elite Daily, and I was like an editor and producer for them. And because they had saw like my YouTube videos that I was making, so they were like, oh, they like. I remember, I always tell this fucking story, but like I had $150, and I remember that because they were like, do you want to come in and be in the sketch? We'll pay you $150. And I was like, double up. I was like, yeah, nice. Bring me in. So I went in, and then when I did, after the sketch, the CEO comes up to me. He's like, do you want to work here? We're trying to build out a video team. And I was like, yeah, for sure.
Sick.
He's like, you only have to come in part-time. We'll pay you like $400 a week. And I was like, that was way more than I thought he was going to pay me. So I worked there for like 6 months, and then eventually like the company was growing like crazy. And then I got like my first like real salary, and we moved into a new office, and I worked there and like was learning about production and editing and stuff like that. And then once I felt like I was kind of tapped out, like in my position there, I eventually left and was doing like the YouTube thing full time while podcasting as well. So it was like more of a easy jump for me because I was kind of like still doing something that was similar to the job. Like, so I was like, all right, just did that. And then, yeah, like ever since then, like ever since probably like 2015 or 2016, I've been doing it like full time.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Damn.
2015, 2016, that's a long time. Fair play.
Yeah, it is. It is a long time, bro. And some people are like, dude, I used to watch you when I was in like 8th grade. I'm like, you're 40, dude. Like, how long have I been doing this? Like, what the fuck?
Damn, well played, man. Jeez.
How long you guys been doing the podcast?
4 years?
4 years, over
4 and a
4
bit,
years
yeah.
now, yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
4 years. And you guys already have some wild growth. Crazy.
Luckily.
Yeah.
Super lucky. Yeah.
When did
yeah.
that started happening? Was it like not immediate? I'm assuming that it took a little bit of time, but was it like fucking just skyrocketing?
was
I say this all the
scaled.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always been like relatively like the
Gradual?
curve has always been exactly the same, but then like the 5% increments just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So then like when you're going from like 80 views to like 85 views, it's literally the same thing. And then when you're going from like 150k views to 200k views, it's like a lot. And then when you're doing like 2 million views to 10 million views, it's like massive. And then all of a sudden we're still seeing the same curve, so we're always like, oh, doing a bit better, whereas everyone else is like, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how it's been.
How's it been like with like friends and family kind of like watching you guys go through this? Is it like weird for them or weird for you guys in any way?
Family, I would say no. They've been pretty well. At first, they didn't really understand what I was doing, but they trusted the fact that I knew what I was doing because I was with my boy. So, and it was one of those ones where when I said to my parents, I'm gonna quit my job and pursue this full time, they were like, as long as you're sure, then just go for it.
Yeah.
But my dad is one of my biggest supporters because I've said this story before. Like when we changed our studios, got new cameras and everything, he called me after he watched the episode and said how proud he was of both of us just because he saw the growth and everything. He was like very sentimental. I was like, oh damn, like you support us. I was like, fair play. It was cool.
Yeah, no,
That's
awesome.
not what you hear about like UK parents. You hear like
Really?
the opposite, like you will go to school and be a knight. It's
To be
like
fair, that is what it's like. But yeah, you have to bring the money in first.
Yeah.
And I
Once they
remember-
see the
Yeah.
dividends, they'll be like, okay, maybe
Yeah, all
he's
right,
doing
do what
all
you
right.
want. I remember my mum is the only reason my mum wasn't upset with me quitting my job was because at the time it was during COVID and we were working from home, so I'd set up an office in my mum's house. So she'd be working from home in one room, I was working in another room, and then every day she would just hear me all day like, fuck this, I can't fucking take this anymore. So when I remember the day I went into a room and I was like, right, I need to say something. And then she was like, what? And I was like, I'm quitting my job, I'm just going to do the podcast now, I can't deal with it anymore. And she was like, I was waiting for her to be like, don't be stupid, like you're an idiot, don't do it. She was like, if I have to hear you scream at this job one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. So like, for the love of God, just quit and like chase this thing. And I was like, nice. Speaking of Friends though, Friends is becoming, because like obviously like podcasting is, especially when you do it as frequently as you do it, you just obviously like talk about your lives and stuff. And I'm only we were speaking about it yesterday, I'm only realizing now that like, again, the bigger we get, like you kind of do have to watch what you say. Like
about your friends?
Yeah, not even, you have to watch what you say in terms of just like not getting cancelled. But then like it's now becoming like an every day, like every little sentence. So I had a conversation with some of my friends the other day where they clipped something that we said on another podcast last week, and they were like, "Are you talking about us? Like, is this about us? Is this story?" And it actually wasn't about them. And I was like, "Nah, it's not about you." And they're like, "Dude, people keep sending me this. It's about us." And I'm like, why am I now dealing with this?
Yeah.
Like,
You
no,
gotta, like defend yourself.
yeah, and I'm
everything
like,
you say,
I feel like, no, that wasn't about you. This was about this. This was about that. That wasn't about this. And I'm just like, man, like, I'm spending so much time on camera now that I feel like every single conversation I have about anyone or anything
being
is now
judged.
taken. And like, you talk about this restaurant, you talk about this hotel, you talk about this person, you talk about this person, you do that. And I'm like, damn.
I'm just
And it's-
talking.
Yeah, and also in a normal scenario, you'd be like, I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah,
When you literally can't. You have to just keep doing
going,
it every
yeah.
single week.
I feel like that's like the benefit of like I've been doing this for so long that like now it's just kind of like I'm used to that, and like the people I guess around me are sort of used to that. We actually like to do it the opposite of what you're talking about on our podcast sometimes. Like we'll be talking about an old story from like fucking 6th grade or something, and then I'm like, just say the name, say the full fucking name.
Throw out, throw them out.
A person we haven't talked to in 20 years. I'm like, say their full fucking name right now. And it's like, there was one time because we talk about this girl Bridget that like.
Go ahead. While you're
I'm not gonna full name on this podcast. I got people from the UK looking her up now. But what happened was
There's a million Bridgets in the UK, I'm sure.
But I'm not gonna say the full name. But
There actually isn't. I don't think I've ever met a Bridget.
You have.
How many Bridgets have you met?
We've met the same.
Oh, we
couple.
haven't met one Bridget.
You know one Bridget.
Sorry.
I guess not very
One
memorable.
Bridget, yeah.
it's probably her.
She didn't break your heart the way that the Bridget broke my heart.
Yeah, she did break Frankie's heart in
broke one of
3rd
Second grade.
Second grade, that's what it was. But he was like, this is the only girl. What do you say?
Did she break your heart?
She like sliced mine a little bit.
A little paper cut?
Just a little paper cut.
Yeah.
Just a little paper cut.
That's actually so funny
that
because
sounds like a full blown.
No, but you know what? Those are the ones that sting the most. You know, the little paper cuts. You don't realize.
I would say
yeah.
getting your heart cut in half probably hurts a little more.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
onto your
realize it was
Bridget.
you.
Yeah, onto your Bridget.
But we, on a podcast
Toby.
one time.
Sorry, I thought it was Toby.
The way you looked at me, I realized what he was like.
Yeah, I was about to turn around and be like,
Say
oh,
her
she
name.
broke one of our friends' hearts,
Say her
and I
name.
realized it was.
Say her full name. Say her full
I don't
name.
even remember her surname.
I don't know.
Thankfully.
For the life of me, I don't know.
Describe her head to toe right now.
Really gorgeous.
Where does she live?
Get a pen and paper, draw her face.
Yeah. No, yeah, but we brought her up as like it's like we have so many from knowing each other for almost 30 years. We have so many stories that both of us have forgotten or one of us have forgotten.
Yeah.
So when we bring it up
Yeah.
or it comes up naturally, it's like holy shit.
We ended up saying this girl's name because Frankie was like, "Oh, this is the only girl that ever made both of us cry."
Yeah.
And
Both of you.
when I was in 4th grade, I said something to her, and she was like, "I'm gonna tell on you." I was like, "I don't give a fuck." And then she told me, and I cried. She called my bluff, and I was like, "I'm actually a bitch." So fuck.
I walked up to her in 2nd grade, and I was just like. The most confident I've ever been. I was wearing a Pokemon shirt, head to toe. I felt it. Head to toe. I felt it, man. I go up to her and I'm just like, yeah, so I like you. And she was like,
Cool.
all right. And I turned around and cried the rest of the
So 2nd grade's big for that. But we said her name on the podcast, and then we hadn't talked to this girl in like over a decade.
Yeah, well over.
And she messaged me on like Facebook, and she's like, "Did you talk about me on the podcast?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Lightly underwhelmed. That's the other thing that's the other thing that's scary is we record and immediately after
No idea.
we forget everything.
Yeah,
we said.
exactly.
What's it
Exactly.
I was like,
What'd it say?
"Fuck! I gotta come up with a title, and then I gotta re-listen to the fucking." I was like, "I don't know what we talked about."
Yeah. So we kind of have the same issue, but like our friends kind of like being like stories about them, but we keep some of the names out of it just for certain reasons.
For the bad stories, it'd be like someone I don't know.
Dude, and
They found that girl through her wedding website. Like when you get married, it's like the
registry,
.com or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
and they looked up her name. And then they found her. I was like, "Yeah, you got to be a sick person to do that."
Yeah.
Fans are
people
crazy though.
Yeah, people are
Yeah, that's a little-
twisted.
It's a little
So-
crazy.
Speaking of fans, what is the best and what is the craziest fan interaction you guys have had?
You have a back catalog more than I.
Nothing like crazy ever like happens to me anymore. Like it was back in the day when it was like first was becoming like a thing. That's when there would be like very weird interactions. But I remember there was an Easter Sunday where I was not home because I was at like my aunt's house and really celebrating, but my dad was home, and a woman just showed up at the door. And was knocking on the door.
Yeah, you told
And
us.
my dad opened up. Man, this story is so much funnier if you guys knew who the fuck my dad was.
Oh my
because
God.
he's just a maniac. But he opened the door, and the woman was like, "Is Joe home?" And he's like, "What?" Like immediately. This is the same person when we were younger. Frankie would call my house at 9:00, and then my dad would be like, "Are you fucking crazy
Yeah.
calling at 9:00?" And so he was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "My daughter's in the car. They're big fans. We want to pay him like $500 to come spend Easter at our house."
Oh.
And he's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But like that is probably like the craziest things. People used to call my mom's house like when I was younger too. But this all happened within this like 3-year span, and especially now I feel like I've been doing it so long that it's like when people see me out and they recognize me, they're just like, "Oh, you did? Oh, good." And it's like that's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I get the. Are you? Okay, sure. So, yeah. How's it going? I was actually last week. I was out. I was at a liquor store grabbing some beer, and this girl goes, because I never shaved my face. We had to shave a face for a shoot we had last week, and she goes, you know, you look so familiar. You ever heard of a show? They did like a podcast, and I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, The Basement Yard? And I was like, yeah, I have heard of that show. She's like, yeah, it's a good show. And I'm like, it's a good show, right? She's like, yeah. That was it. She didn't say, yeah.
Damn.
She didn't say like, oh, it's you. And then, but I've not had many or any weird ones. I think for me, the thing that kind of weirds me out a little bit is, you know, I'll go places, because I just recently started getting recognized in public, and even then, it's not that much. Like, very like at like Target or something stupid, and wherever I go, I normally go with my wife and our kids and stuff like that. So we were in Target one day, and a girl stopped us, stopped me, and she's like, "Oh my God, you like, I love your show. I'm such a huge fan. I love you. And my wife's like standing next to me, and I'm like, this is my wife, you know, like, you know, I introduced, and she's like, oh, okay, you're so great. And I was like,
So disrespectful.
so I'm like, you know, I walk away, and then I like talk to my, I'm like, that was weird. And she's like, yeah, that's a little uncomfortable. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. But like, besides that, I can't really think of anything. We got stopped in Puerto Rico. Like, someone like almost crashed their car, like
Jesus.
stopping at a stop sign trying
Oh
to say
yeah,
hi.
that was weird.
But what about you guys? Like any...
Oh my God.
That sounds like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I've been stopped in our local. We call it Asda. You probably call it Walmart.
It's not the same thing. We had this conversation the other day. It's not the same thing.
Whatever.
Walmart owns Asda. They're two completely different entities.
Whatever. Whatever.
Sorry.
Why are you so angry, bro?
I don't know, because we had this exact conversation.
Hey, he's got a point. Take it easy,
side,
you know.
bro.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
Okay, relax.
Sorry. It's like saying like, oh, we have this thing, it's called like vodka, you might call it Bud Light. And it's like, those are two
What do
completely
they
different
sell
things.
at this store?
It's a supermarket.
They sell everything.
I mean, that's pretty similar
That's
to Walmart.
That's pretty
I feel like.
much Walmart.
They got guns because that's Walmart.
We ain't got that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I was at Asda, not Walmart. And
I am sorry. No, I'm sorry. Megan will vouch. Didn't we not have this exact conversation like 2 days ago? Anyway, sorry.
couldn't care less.
It is fine. I apologize.
Cool. I was at Asda, just walking, mind my business. That's why I do my local shop, whatever. And then there was a family that came up to me. No, first of all, there was two kids that came up to me, and they were like, "Oh my God, love your show, blah blah blah." I was like, "Cool, handshake, whatever." Carried on with my business. Then I saw the same two kids with their family, but I was minding my own business down the aisle, and then the mum scurried over to me, like she was about to hug me, like she knew me. I was like, "Oh, this is a bit forward." And she's like, "Oh my God, my kid just told me you were here. Love you so much, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And it was not annoying for me, but I could tell it was annoying for the father, aka the woman's husband.
Yeah.
'Cause he was there, and it was one of those ones where he didn't acknowledge me, but he hated the fact that his wife acknowledged
Yeah, he's like,
me.
who the fuck is this?
He hated the fact
Why
that
the fuck does my wife like you so much?
hated the fact that his wife acknowledged me and she was a fan. I was like, okay, cool, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and I said, I'm just doing my local shop, obviously, whatever. And she said, if you don't want to get recognized, maybe you shouldn't go out to Asda. And I'm thinking, I'm a human
Idiot.
being.
What a dumb idiot.
Where else am I going to do my shopping like? So certain things like that are so...
Oh my God, tell them the story
Yeah.
about the package.
That's ominous.
Wait. What package are we talking
Gotta
Tell me
about?
about that this unmarked box that you got.
The doorbell, the Ring doorbell group chat. The neighborhood watch thing.
Oh my God.
This is sounding like dangerous.
So, this was back in January. This is not so this back in January. I had to I was going for a friend's staycation birthday, like an hour away from where I lived. And he had a theme, or we had to all wear white, blah blah blah. So I ordered a pair of trousers, 'cause I don't own white trousers. I mean, apart from him who owns white trousers, do you know
Pants, Joey.
Thanks, dude. Thank God you're here.
So I had to order a pair, but they said it got delivered. I obviously didn't see it. I lived in an apartment, and in that apartment complex, they also had houses. So my door number was X, and they obviously went to the house instead of the apartment.
Got it.
So I looked at when they deliver it, they sent you a picture on your email saying, "Oh, it's been to prove that it's been delivered."
Yeah.
And I looked at the door, and I was thinking, that's not where I live. So where is it? So I walked around to said same number of the house, knocked, no one was in. Pressed the doorbell, no one was in. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll come back after the gym. I went to the gym, came back, same thing, nothing. I was like, cool, charging it. I've not got it. Maybe I have to order another one, which I did. Probably 3 days later, I saw a DM. I took multiple DMs from like, oh my God, is it you from the podcast? They're talking about you in the community group chat. I was thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck? You're saying, oh, so long story short, the father had screenshotted, because they had the Ring doorbell. It screenshotted the Ring doorbell, or took a picture of the Ring doorbell, put it in the group chat saying, does anyone know who this guy is? He's come to my house 2-3 times, blah, blah, blah. He met my wife saying, oh, I'm looking for some trousers. We never took it. This, that, and the other. I was thinking, whoa, what's going? You're making it seem as if I'm the intrusive person.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my clothes.
Yeah.
And I did the right thing. I saw the doormat. It clearly matched the doormat on the floor. Something, can I have my clothes? Yes or no? Like that's all it was. But they were going on and on and on. But the good thing about it is they defended me because they realized that I was looking for my clothes. Like the other guys defended me.
Yeah.
They realized I was looking for my clothes, and like it was just such an awkward situation. I was like, I need to move.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to leave it.
That's the first thing I thought about. I need to move because this is crazy.
Yeah.
Community group
Crazy.
chat, that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, I got recognized by a trick-or-treater yesterday, so we're
damn.
moving in a week. She's like,
Trick-or-treater.
my stepmom loves you. I love you. And I'm just like,
Cool.
you know what? Take a Twix and get out.
Oh, now they know where you live.
Now they know where I live. So, you know, now I have to move.
I've had that twice with like delivery guys now.
Really?
Yeah, one guy who delivered my food, he delivered it, and then I ordered from the same place again, and then he delivered it again, and then as soon as I opened the door, he was like, I knew it was you. I knew it was fucking you.
That would scare the life out of me.
You know, as soon as that delivery went through, he was like, I got it.
Yeah, literally.
That ticket came in. He's like, I'm on my way.
I fucking knew it was you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
You're like, damn, now I got to tip really well.
Bro, and then the fucking postman, it happened with the postman, not in this house, but my last house, is that like, I remember one time I heard the door knock. I didn't go, I was in the shower, I didn't get it. And I can hear it like, bang, 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 bang.
Oh my God.
What the fuck? And then like, I ran down in my towel, opened it was the postman. I was thinking, why are you trying so hard, dude?
Yeah, just
Just leave
leave
the
it.
shit and go.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got your post. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, yeah, I heard on your episode the other day that you just got back from holiday, so I knew you'd be in.
Yeah, like that type of shit.
That's an invasion of privacy.
That
I
type
don't
of
fuck with
shit.
that.
Like, this is why, like, I try to like not
be in.
Yeah. I was like, fuck all of this.
I saw your light was on, so I came through. But I tried,
I heard the water turn off. So.
I knew you'd be in the bathroom. I just fucking knew it, dude. I got it lined up. I know.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Has that ever like helped you in a certain way? Because I remember there was one time where I was out in the city. This was years ago, and we're out at some bar. So me and all my friends are like drunk and stuff, and we're in this pizza place, and some girl recognizes me, and she goes, "Oh, you know, whatever." So we're just like talking and shit, and I was like, "All right, you know, I'm leaving." And I go to leave, and I get in a Uber, and I'm like, so here's the sidewalk. I'm like all the way into the car already, and my friend, who's very fucking drunk, leans into the car and he goes, "Someone's trying to fight you." I'm like, no one's trying to fight me. I'm sitting in a car.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to leave. And I'm like, oh God. So my other friend that was sitting in the car gets out of the car. He's hammered, stumbles over garbage and falls down. And then I'm like, all right. So I get out of the car, and I just hear some dude going, "Who the fuck was talking to my sister?" Right? And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well,
and then my friend's like, I was. Right? He's like, I was talking to your sister. What? Like, just screaming. And I'm like,
God.
and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the guy who owns the pizza shop comes out. He's like, yeah, you guys can't do this here. Like, go around the block. So my friend just takes off his shirt and he's like, come on. And he starts walking. Dude walks way too far, by the way. Halfway down the block. I'm like, we're all walking now very far. He's like, just walk right here. Yeah. But he kept walking. And then the dude is like screaming. And he's like, so trying to talk to my sister, blah, blah, blah. Now the dude's right next to me. And I was like, oh, dude, I was talking to your sister. And he turns to me and he goes, you were talking... Are you Joe Santagato? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's my friend. He's trying to fight you, by the way, over there. He's like, oh, forget about it. And then he just left. I was like,
That's
oh.
sick.
There was
All right.
there was
God.
last year in Key West. Remember there was that guy who was there with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend like saw him, and one of our friends that's like, you know, a very good looking guy, and like started, and her boyfriend was there, and just like, remember he had like, for some reason his hands were all like cut up, and he was like trying to make friends with him, like, yo, like we could go to a bar together.
It was like how you were describing how that dude's that woman's husband was like kind of like being standoffish.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
this guy was the opposite. He was overly like, yo, we should do some shots. Like, let's like hang out.
Let's
And,
go
I was like-
inside to
I was
this
like,
bar.
Yeah, he's like, let's have fun. I'm like, why are you yelling at me, bro? Like, what the fuck are you
So
doing?
invasive.
I hate stuff like that.
Chill, bro.
Let's have fun. Don't
Have
scare
fun.
me.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
scare
no,
the
no,
life
I'm
out
all
of
right. I'm
me.
all right.
And I'm just like fucking delusional. I'm like, yeah, dude. Are you buying? Come down. I'm like, the fuck? Like, let's have fun. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah.
We had an after party. This was what, last year?
Which one?
After Shepherd's Bush.
Okay.
And then we went to this bar, and then I remember we had an after party after one of our live shows, and there was these two girls there that overheard me say, "Oh, I really want some water." I was done doing shots and stuff. I was like, oh, "I'd really love some water." And then for the whole night, these two girls each had a glass of water, and they would follow me around wherever I went. And
my
they'd,
God.
do you need some water? And I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then I'll turn around again. Do you need some water? Are you thirsty? And I'm like, no, I'm fine,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
literally for like 45 minutes. Water? I've got some water. Do you
I
want
mean,
some
you
water?
probably weren't thirsty. Though,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You felt like Princess Amunda, though, innit?
Prince
Low-key,
Zamunda,
low-key.
Eddie Murphy, yeah,
Low-key.
yeah. Of course, bro, of course. I was like, this is crazy. But then I assumed there was roofies in there, so I didn't.
Oh,
drink it.
God.
well,
Yeah.
if it was water and roofies, I think you're okay.
Yeah, I think I'm too dumb like with that because whenever
You are.
someone,
You are
whenever
pretty
I'm out
dumb.
and someone's like, I got you a
Are
drink,
we just
I'm like,
wait? Hang on.
fucking
Are we just gonna
fire,
skirt
dude.
over that?
Well, you can't. Roofies can't be activated by water. It's
Yeah, for
alcohol.
Why do you know?
Why do you know?
Wait,
that?
what'd you say?
I went to
Yo, hold
school.
What'd you say?
Roofies cannot be activated by water. They have to be activated by alcohol.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Is that real? Wait, no. You're smiling though. Like I don't know if you're like. Is this?
Well,
I believe type of
this
thing?
is what we do, Joe.
No, but
we
is it-
say we know things and we don't care if they're real.
But this is what I'm saying. Are you like we're sciencing right now?
I am pretty scienced out right now.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident. I went to school for criminal justice, and we had like classes on
Bro,
like
I
fucking like
hope
narcotics.
this shit is so wrong,
Yeah,
and you're
it's
just
all right.
wrong.
If it's wrong, who's gonna who?
But that is interesting though.
My name is Joe Santagato. If I'm wrong, you could.
I would be scared of that. But I've never not taken a drink. I think that someone got me. They're like, you want a
You've
shot?
never
I was
not
like,
taken a drink.
yeah, I think so.
wow.
So I was like, yo. I was like, cool.
That's
got
dangerous,
it.
bro.
But I
That's
haven't been
dangerous.
roofied.
I had to.
Now I'm gonna get roofied.
The
I said
only
that
like
shit.
I shouldn't say the only time that I've been offered a drink because like our friends and like people like that. But like the first time I was offered a drink, I watched those motherfuckers pour that shit. Like I was super like because it was very weird. I was out at a bar. You know the story, but my sister was like working for like this like traveling karaoke fucking people, I don't know, company,
Yeah.
and they go
Travel
from
karaoke?
they literally
Oh, they-
they go from they set up in different bars on different nights.
Okay.
So like
Oh,
one
I
night
see.
it'll be here, next night it'll be there, and I was fucking 17 at the time. Went in, sang a song, and this guy, this just super bald guy, calls me over to the bar.
Super bald.
Because that's what I remember.
Bro, the fucking most bald
That's
guy.
that's how I saw him. The fucking light hit his head and it blinded me. And I come over and I'm like, he's like, my girlfriend really, really loved your rendition. I sang Hotel California by the Eagles. And I was like, oh, thanks. And he goes, let us buy you a shot. And I was like, all right, what do you, and in my head, I'm like, all right, I can get free drinks here. So and he's like, what are you drinking? So I was just like, Patron, just like the most expensive thing I could think of at the time.
was Patron.
Yeah.
I was 17, what do you want a shot of? Scotch. Just like showing I wasn't supposed to be there. And then afterward, I took the shot, and then he followed me into the bathroom.
Whoa.
And he was
Okay.
like, hey, come home with us. We want to have a threesome with you.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, I mean, you can do, and I'm literally standing at the urinal and peeing, and he's over my shoulder, like telling me what I could do to his girlfriend. And I'm like, hey man, and like my other boys are in the bathroom too, because he actually originally asked me at the bar, and I walked to the table. I was like, guys, come with me right now. You're not gonna believe this. So my two boys are in the bathroom. This guy's over my shoulder, and like I thought to myself, like, thank God I watched him pour that shot, because who knows what would have been put in there. And then long story short, he was just like, I was like, again, 17. I was like, I'm not doing this. But then I was like, only if like my buddy can come, because like
to spot you.
to like just stand behind me like, you're doing good, dude.
Secure your hips.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Rotate the waist.
And he was like, all right, yeah. He's like, no problem at all. You guys are like into gay shit, right? And I was like, dude, I'm out. Like, fucking put the nail in it. I'm done.
What did you think was going to happen when you're 17?
Dude,
there?
I was 17, the horniest I've ever been.
Yeah.
And there was no doubt in my mind that it was like, do it for the story.
I would have done it for the story, to be fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
and our friend's just sitting there in the corner like,
Just watching.
are you good? Yeah. All right, let's go home.
push, breathe.
I was gonna say, watch your breathing.
Watch your foot.
Slow down, Frank. Come on.
He's behind him with the water like, you want water? You good? You need water?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez, damn. Right, first game?
Yeah, I was literally gonna say.
All right.
Couples.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, bet. So basically, what we've...
We're couples, dude.
yeah.
Don't
facts.
do this though. Jesus.
This is like me and you. What do you think I'm?
I thought you went double. Come here.
No.
I thought you went like this. I was
Come
like,
here.
chill.
You got to go full hand for come here.
Okay.
If you do anything less, it's too sexual.
Well, like a.
Yeah, whoa.
I think I do. I think I do.
You do the. You beckon people with the middle too?
Yeah, I think apparently.
Oh no.
It's like, can you come here a second?
That's why those girls.
I was like, no, bro. I cannot.
That's why those girls are following you with water all night. You were like, oh, come here. Come here for a minute.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
when they offer me the water, I dip my fingers in there.
Oh, this water?
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Taste.
Yeah.
pH 7.
Make sure it's not roofie.
Neutral. Nice. So yeah, what we're gonna try and do. Obviously, we've noticed you guys have somewhat of a friendship,
Yeah.
and we can tell that like, eventually, I'm assuming you guys are gonna want to get like this into like this,
Like what we.
right?
Okay.
So we want your friendship to flourish as much as ours has.
I love that.
We want the
Yeah.
best for you. So we thought we'd do a little bit of couples therapy. If that's cool with you guys?
Oh God. Yeah.
All right. So this is we're gonna see true colors. So if all your statements, Frank, at the beginning were true, we will find out.
Thank you.
Right now.
By the way, thank you for having us here.
Oh, now he's gonna suck up.
I'm not sucking up. I just want to thank them for being gracious. See how he immediately.
that. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Telling.
Damn.
And it worked. See? Good job.
All right, bet. You gonna go first?
Joe. What does quality time look like for you? For you two?
Oh my God. Quality time. Hasn't been a lot of that lately, to be honest.
You bitch. You.
Just
I'm
being
gonna try to
honest
sit here
here.
composed.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stay professional.
What are the rules of this couples therapy, by the way?
I feel like I'm supposed to speak my truth, and you're supposed to shush up.
I have the talking bottle, so it's my turn.
No.
Just got it everywhere.
What does quality time look like? Quality time would look like, I don't know, just hanging out, going to a bar, having a few drinks, just chilling, watching a game, something.
Frank, would you care to agree?
Yeah, I would say I don't need to go to a bar. We can just sit and do nothing and just talk about life, liberty, pursuit of happiness.
Nice. When's the last time you did that, by the way?
That's a good question.
Every time I come in, I sit there and talk. How was your weekend? How was your day? What did you do?
That's my quality time.
Cool. That's
my
quality
quality time.
That's what we. I got young kids.
Wait,
at
where did you
home.
go? Where do we do that?
Don't.
But where?
Don't.
Where do
because
you
I
do
know
that?
what you're gonna do, and I don't like it.
But where do we do that?
in the studio.
Boom. Place of work.
Yeah, Joey. Because I gotta get home and put
He's
my
talking about
9-month-old
outside of
daughter
work.
to sleep.
Here we go with the daughter thing. That's great.
So
Why
what
are
it
you
sounds
looking
like,
at him? What
yeah, bro. It sounds like your relationship with your family at home is more important to you than your relationship with Joe here.
I mean,
That's what it sounds like.
Do you want? I mean, those are my children.
Yes.
Hey, man.
It feels like you love your family more than your boy, dude.
Yeah, well,
So
no, I would. My kids,
Bros for embryos, dude.
Yeah.
bros before embryo bros. No, it's I,
That doesn't
didn't land.
make sense.
I have
It
girls.
should just stop
I have
with
daughters.
the
Cut that.
thing. Yeah. Take that out of there. 'cause-
yeah, no, I would agree. I would say absolutely. Like when we went to Puerto Rico, that was
Yeah.
like I wrote about that in my diary when I got home. That was really.
Nice.
Professional.
Right, next.
What's funny about that?
Do you have a dad? You don't have a diary.
Do you have a dad?
no.
Do I have a dad? Barely.
a diary? A diary.
Oh, I thought you said you have a dad.
Oh, no.
He knows the answer, so that's why he didn't
Okay.
ask.
All right, moving on. I think I already know the answer to this. Frank, would you prefer more time alone from Joe?
Oof.
Like just me and him, or like away from him?
I'm actually gonna say with him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll never complain about more time with him.
He hesitated. Did anyone see that? We can run the tape back?
Because I had to clarify.
Oh,
Be very specific. No,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, it's just we're in like two kind of different stages of life, so it's hard. I live 75 miles away, kilometers, whatever.
First of all, I just want to. This is like the third time this has happened in America. We don't measure kilometers in England.
You use miles?
We use miles.
Why?
Oh, I'll be honest with you.
That's dumb.
That is fucking news to me.
Yeah, I would use kilometers. It's just way easier than miles.
I don't know, man. We use miles.
It's-
Every time we've been here and someone's said miles, they've always gone kilometers.
I assume like pretty much every other country does kilometers.
Honestly, that's what I believed it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the rest of Europe does kilometers, right? Yeah, we do miles.
Yeah.
There's
You
like
guys
a
are
couple
just as
of,
dumb as us?
Yeah.
there's a couple of countries that use miles and like the same system that we use, but I mean it's like a random
Yeah, it's like
Nepal or something.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Paul. Anyway,
I don't
back
know.
to it. Let's not diverge.
No.
Yeah.
Of course, I would love. I would love more. I think we do well capitalizing on what we have, but of course,
This is so funny, dude.
yeah.
This is actually hilarious.
Why?
Because it's like they're asking the questions and then it becomes like a very serious answer.
Well, that's the other thing is he knows sometimes I have to put like when I talk to like certain people and when I had like my business voice, because there were times where I would like be working at the studio and I'd be talking to him about like like tits, poop, whatever, penis, and then pause. I got it for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Those are his top three, by the way.
Yeah. Tits, poop, then penis. All right, nice.
The hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but then I'd like get a phone call. I'd get a phone call and they would like be talking about work and I'd be like, I've seriously been trying to like pontificate like the ramifications of what could be coming out of this. And he's like, that sucked.
Talking to me normally, he's like, "Hello, this is Francisco." I'm like,
Francisco.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god. All right.
Cool.
Next.
Next question. Joe, do you trust Frank when you're not together
Do I trust him? I do trust him.
in this relationship?
I do, yeah. I do trust Frank.
trust him with your
Because you know what the thing is? Like, even growing up, me and Frank, like, this is so funny to me. I don't know why.
Do you
the
love
thing is-
him? Like, fuck yes.
The thing is, Doctor, when we were growing up, we were like, even when we were in school together, his family has like a summer house in Connecticut, which is like an hour and a half away. I was never allowed to go. So in the summer, he would be there for like majority of the summer. So like our relationship naturally is kind of like, it's not an everyday thing. Like we don't need to see each other all the time. When he was away at university, like I didn't see him for like the whole time he was away, but we were still like kept in contact and stuff. So it's like we have a good relationship, but we also don't need to be like actually spending a lot of time together, because that's just always just kind of what it's been. So like in the summer he was doing his own thing, I was doing my own thing, but then we would always kind of like be friends no matter what, and then when we could hang out we would.
Nice.
So,
good answer. Joe's doing better than I thought it would. Frank's making a few excuses here and there.
What the fuck? No, all right.
First of all, that's insulting to me. What do you mean?
Give me-
He's like, I thought he was gonna be a fucking
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to be
I didn't know this was a
I'm not gonna lie.
competition. I'll ramp
I
it
thought you
up.
were gonna be a
Right. Oh god. Right. Frank.
Why did you like? Why was that? Why was
Oh,
that little
God.
preamble there? Like,
All right.
oh shit.
Are you worried that the romance is dead in the
No.
relationship? You're not?
No, not at all.
I love how fast you answered
Not
that.
one bit. No, I mean, like he said, we can go. It's effortless. It's like we could not see each other for like 3 weeks. He can go to Portugal, be an idiot, buy cases of wine, and I could be sitting home doing the hard job of being a parent.
Yeah.
To 3 incredible children, and trying to provide for my family.
They're not watching this,
I
dude.
know. If you are, what? No, but no, I absolutely. The romance is not dead. It'll never die because I'm the romantic one here. I will keep it. I will work tirelessly to keep it alive.
But isn't that draining?
Not one bit,
Wow.
because we understand our roles here.
Nice.
Oh. Whoa.
You like that, right?
I don't even know what you mean by that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, bitch.
All right, no, I don't I don't like that.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, bitch. Fuck.
Why? I don't like these. Like,
Joe.
This is a good
Yeah.
one.
Joe. What are the things you can't stand
Fire.
about?
why did you instantly like?
What are the things I can't stand about Frank? Similar to me, Frank thinks he's always right.
It's not a thought; it's a fact.
See what I mean?
I'm pretty right all the
I
time.
see.
So he thinks he's always right. So we also have not really gotten into arguments over the years, which
Yeah.
is shocking. But I've always said if like we were ever roommates, I'm like that would probably end in a fire. Because
Yeah, he wouldn't like me as a roommate. I'm too clean and organized, and he's definitely not. He'll tell you.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
Go to my apartment right now. Look at it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. You know why?
Because
you
I
do it?
clean it. That's why.
Who do you think cleans it? On my hands
Why'd
and
you
knees.
go-
You call me soft hands. I wear rubber gloves.
So yeah, that's one, I guess. What are the things I can't stand? I don't think there's a lot of things that I can't stand about Frank. I actually think that we have a good understanding of like our relationship. Like it doesn't like going back to what I was saying before, it doesn't need to be too much. Like I think that sometimes like I mean I used to do this when I was younger, but like every day for a summer you hang out with the same fucking person for some reason, and like I used to do that, but me and Frank never did that. So like I don't think that we were able to find these things in each other that are like, I hate this fucking thing.
Nice. You just
That isn't like
capitalize on
something
the
we could
good.
like joke about too, because although he has a very strong personality and so do I, but it never clashes because we both, I think, also like one, don't really care to get into an argument, but also like just have an understanding, I guess, that like we're not going to get into an argument. So I didn't even answer that fucking question. He thinks he's always right. That's
I do.
Eloquent. You did well.
Joe's too humble. He's hot and like won't accept it. You know, like he's a good-looking guy, and like everyone tells him.
We were talking about something completely different, and I don't know.
That's what I
that
hate
came
about
from.
you. That's what I can't stand about you.
Oh, that
Did
is
you-
hot. And,
Can I ask it? You weren't asked the question.
Ooh.
So now you're stealing my question.
See this,
This is
right?
what I'm talking about. He dominates conversations too.
First of all, you're pointing at the Hispanic man in the room, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Oh.
So fucking cut it out.
This is what he does. This is what he does.
I do.
Oh, you know what? That's something that I don't like. It's like a bit on our podcast. Every fucking chance he gets, he tries to make me sound like a racist, or like a pedophile, or all these things. Like literally, he'll be like, he's like, well, I was dropping my kid off at school, which I know you can't be within 200 feet of one. And I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
To my defense, I don't have to work very hard to do those.
Oh, wow.
No.
It's all it's like just the white devil stuff is hilarious though.
Well, yeah. And what were you for Halloween? Tell him.
I didn't dress up.
What were
We
you
did a
for
Halloween episode and I was the devil.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
So, you know,
Damn.
the world is a weird way of working
If the
itself
shoe
out,
fits,
you know?
Okay.
Interesting.
I don't know
Interesting.
about all that.
Right. Frank, I feel like these were lined up perfectly.
Perfectly, yeah.
Is jealousy an issue in the relationship with Joe?
Is
Oh.
jealousy?
Yeah, is it an issue?
I don't see what there would be to be jealous of.
Whoa, dude, that's fucked up.
Oh, okay.
Well, you just
so
said
then
you hated the fact of how hot he was.
No,
Oh, wow, yeah.
I'm very. That's obviously a bit. I mean,
Is it?
no.
You just gotta X twice. And then you're like,
No. I think the only thing that like could possibly be like a little bit like jealous is like I was a fucking like I was so stupid and thick-headed and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a degree. I'm going to put myself in debt." And like he was like, "Oh, I'm going to kind of follow my dream here." Where like I had the fucking idea of like, oh, I'm going to take the safe, what in my head was the safe route. And then like, he was building this, you know, himself and you know, his digital footprint, so to say, way longer before I ever got involved. So like, I was jealous in the sense of like, fuck, I should have not
Wasted time.
wasted time. But then also I feel weird saying this because like, it brought me to where I am right now, which I would not do anything different. So I guess yes and no in a sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm sure if you'd asked me at the age of 20, I was very I wouldn't say jealous, but like we'd be out and there'd be like fucking hot girls going up to him like, "Oh my god, you're so funny," and I'd be like, "Watch me like fucking like throw my body through a table and like laugh at me," you know. But no, not at all.
All right, nice. That was a good answer.
Yeah,
You guys are giving fantastic answers, by the way.
We were PR trained right before we got in here.
Makes
Thought
sense.
so. I
Makes
did think
sense.
so.
Just been in therapy for so many years.
Joe.
I've been in for 0, just so we know.
We can't tell.
Joe.
Yep.
How would your life be if you decided to separate from Frank right now?
How would my life be? I don't know. how would my life be if I decided to separate is hilarious. I don't know. I think that like Frank's my oldest friend. Like I've known him longer than anybody. So I think it doesn't like escape me that like that's very important, also very rare. Like I think a lot of people meet like their best friends or the people they're going to be with friends with for the rest of their life like way later in life. It's fucking pre-K that I met this kid. So I've like known him forever, and it would be weird if there was someone in the world who I just known my entire life that I'm like, I'm not going to even talk to them anymore. Like, I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know, like, what the actual ramifications of that would be, but I think it would be strange to be like, I can't picture anything that would be worth giving that up to be like, oh, this person who I've known my entire life, like, I'm just suddenly going to be like, nah, I'm good.
So
like, we've made it I'm 31, dude. Like,
so let's say you go to the studio tomorrow, next week, for example.
Yeah.
You're thinking, where's Frank? Where's Frank? You try and call him, it's not going through.
Yeah.
You call his wife, not going through.
Oh, am I dead?
Yeah, dude, where are you going?
I think that
Are you killing me?
I'm not insinuating you're dead.
I think you're like escaping to Sweden or something.
Yeah, I'm not insinuating you're dead.
Oh.
I'm just saying you parted ways. You're trying every means to contact him. He's not coming in to work. You can't find him. You can't speak to his parents. Nothing. How do you feel?
Just confused. I'd be like, what the fuck was that? Also, how did you do? First of all, I love a good fucking puzzle. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna find this motherfucker. Dude. Like, you think you could hide from me? I'm gonna fucking dump money into finding you and then just show up like, sup? Found you. You thought you got rid of me, huh? Yeah. No, you didn't. But
well played.
Yeah, I would be very confused. I don't know. If anybody did that too, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Actually, no, a lot of people, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Barely sell you anyway.
Just like, see you later.
But I would be very confused. I'd want to know why. And I would not be able to be like if I didn't know why, I'd be like, no, I need to find out.
Would that eat you alive?
Yeah, I would need to know. I would need to know.
I like that. Kinda?
The PI that I would
I don't
hire.
like that I was assumed dead in this for a minute.
You assumed.
You did assume that.
So
to be
you
fair.
brought up death.
I did bring up
We were
death.
talking about Sweden. Very nice place.
Oh, wait, I'm going to Sweden?
I made that up.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
All right,
Sounds
Frank.
nice.
What are the things that you love most about Joe?
There's a ton.
My body.
Your body. How do I not start there? No, I think that, you know, we joke and I paint him as, you know, business Joe, tyrannical CEO, but like he is legitimately the like kindest like one of the kindest people I've ever met. I was gonna say the kindest, but I've met also other kind people.
Yeah, right.
You know, one of the kindest people. If I called him tomorrow and said like, you guys ever seen the movie The Town? Mm-hmm. You know the part where like I think it was Ben Affleck. He shows up and he's talking to his brother. He's like, we got to go somewhere. We got to hurt some people. Don't ask questions. And then his brother's just like, all right, whose car are we taking? Like, legitimately, I think he would ask questions, but like he would be down for whatever for me. And I think that is a very like.
What is that face for, James?
Damn, it feels like someone doesn't think someone would be down to do that.
Loyalty. Boom.
If I said to you tomorrow,
The answer is yes, by the way. But
You do it.
Ask your question. Ask your question.
you've already answered it. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
Asked and answered.
I saw a clip of you guys saying like if someone got bit on the wiener by a
yeah,
snake.
That's different.
Oh, it's not different. Okay.
That's not different.
You know what? Fuck the rest of these questions.
I'll answer
Frank.
that.
Okay, Joe, go.
Nope.
Thank you.
Oh, like
You want me to suck your
like
dick?
a fucking garden hose, dude. Are you kidding me? I'd suck a golf ball through a garden hose to save your life. Without question.
First of all, I'd be on the ground being like, just let me go, dude. Just let me
I'm
go.
like, no!
I'm like, please stop.
Listen, no. Come back, Joey.
Oh my god. That's a crazy one, though. That's wild.
Damn, there's always a no, isn't there?
Of course, there's always a no.
And they always sit on your side.
What about if you got...
True. That's actually
What if you got
true.
stung by a jellyfish? You let them piss on it because it hurts too much?
Yeah, would you let me piss on you?
Which, by the way, I heard that's the myth.
Yeah, it's a,
Oh, it doesn't work?
It's a huge myth.
I heard it's a myth that it doesn't actually
It's a
work.
huge
So
myth.
a bunch of people got pissed on in this world because of that. What a great
How
myth.
many kinks do you think it woke up? Like sleeper cell kinks in people where it's just like, oh shit, I kind of
Yeah.
like
I
it
got
like
stung-
this.
I think I got stung like on my face too.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, doused me.
Oh no, the sound, you didn't need that.
Damn.
Crazy.
You gotta keep your eyes open. Like,
It stings here. Oh my god. Right.
That was so unnecessary, dude.
what?
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
Joe.
Oh shit.
We're still going.
We got a couple. I mean, we got
We got two more.
Bring him on. Bring him on.
All right, man.
What are the things you can't stand about Frank?
Did we
do
just
that?
said this?
Oh, we just did that. Didn't
We did that twice?
We got one more. Sorry, tell her.
Oh,
we got one
God.
more. Sorry,
Okay, I was
sorry,
thinking,
sorry,
not
sorry,
again.
sorry.
I was like, oh shit, I got more.
Give me more things.
This is actually perfect for you.
Oh, boy.
Considering the dynamic of your friendship, this is actually perfect for you. How could you show Frank your feelings better?
That is a good question.
How can I show Frank my feelings better?
How could you express them better towards him?
I guess just having more conversations, because a lot of the time he has. Why?
You're just like looking in my soul right now, and I tensed up.
Okay. Where do you want me to look?
Here, right here. I like this.
I think a lot of the times he has to run out after we record and stuff, so like we don't have a lot of time to like just sit and talk and stuff. But I think that would require both of us to kind of go out of the way to like, I guess, talk about stuff more. I don't necessarily feel like a gigantic void and like he doesn't understand my feelings because of everything else that I've talked about. Like, I don't know. Like we don't like. We're very good friends, but we don't. I feel like we talk probably less than most people talk to their best friends or some shit. Like we don't talk every single day for hours or whatever. But we have like a very strong like connection. I don't even know what the fucking question was, to be honest with you. At this point, I've just been rambling.
Oh, how do you express your feelings better?
Oh, I just think that
would you
like
express them better?
yeah, just better communication about that, or just like if there was an issue, just bringing that up and not feeling like, oh well, I'm just gonna let that go or you know whatever. Because once you start letting shit go and you set a principle up, like a precedent that you're like, I'm just never gonna talk about that, then eventually you stop talking altogether. So
Nice. You know what?
What?
I have some notes.
Oh shit, we're getting graded.
Yeah, I have notes.
fuck, dude, I would have started if I knew.
I'm
that.
ready. I'm ready.
Right.
Are you ready?
What the hell are you doing?
I'm all ears.
Right. So, first of all,
Yeah,
not bad.
nice.
We're in a better, you guys are in a better place than I thought you were. That's, like,
Who do you think we were?
that's good.
All
That
we
doesn't
do is
matter.
yell at each
We
other.
do,
all the
it's
time.
true. We do yell out at each other.
Firstly, the fact that you wouldn't suck his dick to save his life is disgusting.
Insane.
I feel like most people would say the
Yeah.
opposite.
No.
Well, we're not most people, are we?
You would just be like, okay. I'd be like,
if
dude,
your life depended on it, fuck. Put the cameras on too. I don't care.
Nice, dude. One thing
I
will-
also know not going to be very hard to get the venom out. that venom doesn't have to travel very far. Oh god!
Damn.
Oh, it's all right. For me, it's less probably. It would take one just. We're good.
oh my god.
All right, bet. Apart from that, Joe did very well. Frank. I feel like you're.
That's great.
I feel like you love to express how you feel about Joe, but whenever the light's on you, you use racism, kids, marriage, distance as an excuse to take accountability. So my only note would be, take more accountability.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fire.
No. Oh wow, that was easy. Okay.
What the fuck did you go to school for, dude?
Yeah, he's like, they went to school for like sports science. Yeah, they're these chiropractors on
teaching
TikTok,
there,
like
man?
fucking bending people in half. And he has this most profound statement of the day. I like that.
Thank you, man. I think we should charge it. You want to charge it?
Yeah.
I'm satisfied, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Right, gents, this has been insanely fun. It's
been a fantastic
You guys did well. Probably tied for my favorite guest episode
Wow.
so
Yeah,
far.
yeah,
Tied first.
yeah.
But by tied, you mean 1-1, right? Like we're
Right,
tied with each
one and one,
other.
baby.
Exactly, bro.
All right.
Who
I
is
like
the
that.
best guest? I want to know.
Tied.
Yeah, but who is?
You can talk.
Who is it?
Tied.
Who is it?
I saw you.
How many times you guys said that to everyone, didn't you?
Nah, we actually we said it to the other.
I swear this
last
happens.
guest.
This doesn't happen ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But it was good. We'll see how it does on views.
We shall.
And then I'll let you guys know how I feel about it after that.
We'll see if it'll be my favorite. Let me see how much it brings in.
Facts.
But yeah, guys, by all means, if you want to plug your show, plug your socials, whatever, man, now's the time.
You can go follow our show. It's called The Basement Yard. It's on wherever you can get a podcast. And my social media is at Joe Santagato. Good luck spelling that.
Yeah, and mine is at Frank, or what is it? At the Frank Alvarez. Some idiot took Frank Alvarez.
Yeah.
Some other Frank.
That's annoying.
Very.
Some
And on
other
Twitter, it's different. It's at the Frank Alvarez on all forms of social media except X. I don't know.
X, wow.
That's the first time I've even heard someone say it.
It's the first time.
This is the first time I've used it. I've always been saying Twitter, but yeah.
Say less.
So
play.
thanks for having us, guys.
No worries.
Yeah, dude, thank
If we
you.
come across the pond, can we come and hang out?
Yeah, please.
100%. Not with that accent, but 100%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Where does that sound? What is that? That accent that you're doing? Is that anybody in England sounds like that?
It's just a caricature, obviously.
No, I know, but I'm saying there's a bunch of different accents.
I'm sure you guys get that a lot and you hate it, so I'm gonna stop before you.
It's fine.
Go on. You have a.
It's gonna float the table
It's
at you, I
fine.
think.
It's gonna reopen the therapy book. Like, oh, by the way, no.
He's like, I got more fucking notes, by the way.
Nah, this has been sensational.
Yes.
Basement Yard, guys. Yay!
Finally.
Finally, indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Right. Cool.